Okay, so we're back. Give honor and glory to Yahweh, Hashem, Shai, Hashem, Kabanash. We are the true Israelites, according to the Bible, history, and archaeology. We're here for the elect of the nation of Israel. We are not here for everybody, because according to biblical prophecy, the 2/3 of our people will not get this truth. So we're out here to Yahweh Shai, to his disciples. We're here to be fishers of men. Now let me see if I can get that precept out. This is you'll bear with me. This is the book of Matthew, chapter 4, and verse 19. And he saith unto them, Follow me, and I will make you fishers of men. So again, we're out here to be fishers of men. We're not out here for everybody. Again, so 2/3 of our people, they're not going to get this truth. This is why you see peoples and mainly our people running behind the multitudes to do evil. So that is not how Yahweh Hashem Shai had wanted things to be. This is not how we please the Heavenly Father. We do not please the Heavenly Father by being rebellious. We please Him by keeping His law, His statutes, and commandments. This is the way and into that light. Now, like I brought out the precept earlier, the majority of our people will not come into that light because they do not want their deeds to be reproved. And our people have delight in wickedness. So this is what we're out here to do. Again, we're out here for the elect. We are not here for all our people, because all our people will not get this truth and the understanding of the Bible. Now, let's go to the prophecy in
back. That is 45 and then I think good?
Yeah. So book of Zechariah, chapter 13, and verse 8. And it shall come to pass that in all the land, saith Yahweh, 2 parts therein shall be cut off and die, but the 3rd part shall be left therein. So that is the 3rd part. That is the elect of the house of Israel. Not everyone will receive this truth and the knowledge, the laws, statutes, and commandments of the Heavenly Father. So again, our people are delighting in falling after the multitudes to do evil. But that is not how it pleases Yahweh Bashem Shai. Now this is also in the law. Book of Exodus, chapter 23, verse 2. Thou shalt not follow a multitude to do evil, neither shalt thou speak in a cause to decline after many, to rest judgment. So again, our people, we're not to follow a multitude to do evil. That is not how you please the Heavenly Father. And this is why you must keep the law, statutes, and commandments. Because the law is perfect, and the law is good if used in the correct manner. Now, let's go to the book of Romans. Romans 11 and 2. God had not cast away his people, which he foreknew. Will ye not, for the scriptures, do you know not, for the scriptures say of Elias, how he made intercession to the Most High against Israel, saying, Lord, they have killed thy prophets, and take down thine altars, and I am left alone, and they seek my life. Verse 4, but what saith the answer of Yahweh unto him? I have reserved to myself 7,000 men who have not bowed the knee to the image of Baal. So Baal is a representation of these heathen gods, which are nothing but idols and vanity. That is what Heavenly Father said. Do not follow after the ways of the heathen. And we know that actually, in actuality, these other nations are following after us because we are the salt of the earth. Jacob is the former of all things. And let me get that in the book of Jeremiah. This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 10, and verse 2. Thus saith Yahweh, learn not the way of the heathen, and be not dismayed at the signs of heaven. For the heathen are dismayed at them. So we're not to follow after the ways of these other nations, after the ways of these heathens, after the ways of vanity, after following of their idols. And that is what the image of Baal represents. Because Yahweh Bashim Shai has given the multitude of our people to these two vanities, to the image of Baal, which is a representation of these heathen gods and practices, which is idolatry, which is against the law. So this is why we know that the law is good, it's lawful. Now, we get a precept in the book of Psalms. Book of Psalms, chapter 135, verse 15. The idols of the heathen are silver and gold, the work of men's hands. They have mouths, but they speak not. Eyes have they, but they see not. They have ears, but they hear not. Neither is any breath in their mouth. So again, these idols, they see, they hear, they know not whether they are going or leaving. So our people are given to such vanity, to the image of Baal, these heathen practices of the other nations. And that is not pleased how much we are shy. Let's go back to the word. This is Romans chapter 10 and verse 5. Even so, then at this present time, also there is a remnant, according to the election of grace. Verse 6, and if by grace, then it is no more of works. Otherwise, grace is no more grace. But if it be of works, then is no more grace. Otherwise, work is no more work. Verse 7, what then? Israel have not obtained that which he seeketh for, but the election have obtained it, and the rest were blinded. So again, this is all about the election. This is all about the elect, the 1/3. This is the elect within the elect. Now you have the nation of Israel. They are overall beloved and elect for the Father's sake. The 2/3 will have to be melted in the nuclear destruction coming upon Babylon the Great. This is that lake of fire. This is what you call the burning and gnashing of teeth, because this is what is coming upon the land, upon Babylon the Great. Now, so again, you have the elect. You have the whole nation of Israel is elected, beloved for the Father's sake, but only a remnant which are predestinated to receive this truth will ultimately come into the light. But the multitudes will keep following after the vanities, the lies, these others ways. Now, so the 2/3, they will have to return, and they are reborn in the kingdom. Now they are given unto vanity, and they are blinded. Why? Because the Heavenly Father had blinded them. And we know that you are your forefathers. So those that have walked in the path of the wicked and the ways of the evil have done it because they are their forefathers. They have walked in times past in the same vanities that their forefathers have walked in. But Lord willing, we are the elect. You know, the Most High shows us mercy and grants us to see the coming of the Son of Man, Yahushua Hamashiach, whom the world calls Jesus Christ. Now, let's get that in the book of Revelation about how the 2/3 will have to return in the loins of the elect, which those that make it out of the destruction and are granted to see and to sit the Son of Man, drink the wine from the kingdom with Abraham, with Isaac, with Jacob. Now this is why we come out here to the highways and byways to make your calling and election sure, and also to save those out of the pit, out of the destruction. So this is what we're out here for. Now, before we go to the book of Revelation, let's go to the book of Job, because this is what the man Job was doing during this time, helping those of the fatherless, the widow, and those without the direction, the guidance. Now, let's bring that out. The book of Job. It's laughter with that precept. This is the book of Job, chapter 29, and verse 11. Verse 12, because I delivered the poor that cried, and the fatherless, and him that had none to help him. The blessing of him that was ready to perish came upon me, and I cause the widow's heart to sing for joy. Verse 14, put on righteousness, and he clothed me. My judgment was as a robe and a diadem. So again, this is what Job is in the book of Job is a parable. It's an actual parable, you know. So he delivered the poor and the needy, and like he said in verse 13, the blessing of him that was ready to perish was upon me. So this is what we're to do. We're to come out here, proclaim the truth to our people, and to receive that blessing. The blessing is to be preserved from the destruction to come. And those who have brought brothers into the truth, they surely will receive a blessing. Now, this is what we're out here for, to receive that blessing and to bestow labor where others have put in labor. So we're here to add a brick, per se, into the future of rulership. And we do this all by faith in the Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Kakudash. Now, let's see if I can get that precept out in the book of John. This is the book of John, chapter 4, verse 38. I say you to read that wherein you bestowed your labor. Other men labored, and you are to enter into their labors. So now we're entered into the labors, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Kakudash, where others have bestowed in labor. And we're here for the elect, within the elect. We are not here for the whole nation of Israel. We don't give a damn who gets this truth or not, because judgment ultimately is going to come upon the land. And those who have denied the truth, who have delighted in scoffing at the prophets, the Heavenly Father, that day you will be crying and no one will hear you, especially you women, because this is actual fact. There's more men than women on the land. And you know, when hell breaks loose, we're going to want some payback. So again, you know, this is why, even especially to our women, you know, we're pleading with them to return to the Heavenly Father, to the law, statutes, and commandments, and mainly unto the men, because the Heavenly Father has called the men, and unto the sons of men he has made his voice known, like it says in the book of Proverbs. Now, see if I can get that precept, but before I move on to that, let me actually get that. This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 8 and verse 4. Unto you, O men, I call, and my voice is to the sons of men. So again, the Heavenly Father has called the men. And this is why we're out here to proclaim to you so-called black, Hispanic, and Native Americans. You are the real Jews, the Israelites that the Bible speaks of. And Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, he is called unto the sons of men to hearken unto his voice through the prophets. Now, even in the times past, you know, so we're not here to speak of our mind. We're not here to speak to your peace and sweet words. We're here to tell you what is going to come upon the land. Now, and ultimately to depart to deliver our people from the snares of death. But like I said, we're here for the elect, within the elect. Not everyone is going to get this truth. So like I said, those that have been given into vanity and into following the ways of the people, following after the multitudes, which is contrary to the law. Now, you're gonna have to pay in the day of evil, which you had that happen in the desolation of Jerusalem, 70 AD. But now the days of evil are going to come upon Babylon the Great through the nuclear ICBM missiles, which are coming upon the land in the midst of World War III. Now, this is the book of Job, chapter 26, and verse 7. Let mine enemy be as the wicked, and he that riseth up against me as the unrighteous. Because you have the majority of our people, they're wicked and are unrighteous. And unrighteousness is contrary to the law, which the law is pure and the law is perfect. So again, let mine enemy be as the wicked, and he that riseth up against me as the unrighteous. Verse 8, for what is the hope of the hypocrite, though he hath gained, when God taketh away his soul? Verse 9, will God hear his cry when trouble cometh upon him? The answer is no. We will not hear the cries of the wicked when trouble comes upon him, because, believe it or not, the time of Jacob's trouble, which is when all hell breaks loose, is also the time of trouble of the other nations and Esau, because all hell is going to break loose, and this red devil, this Esau, so-called white man, is going to brand all the other nations like cattle. But the Heavenly Father will not let his counsel come to pass. But either way, our trouble, the so-called black, Hispanic, Native Americans, will also be the trouble of the other nations. You Moabites, so-called Chinese, you Ishmaelites, so-called Arabs, and you Hamites. You will all be here in the day of trouble. And it is also your trouble in the time of Jacob's trouble. But these things will not deliver you. The cry of the wicked, Yahweh Shem El Shai, is not going to hear you in the day of evil. Why? Because you turned us back from the Heavenly Father and followed and copied the ways of these other heathens. Now, verse 10, will he delight himself in the Almighty? Will he always call upon Yahweh? So these wicked two-thirds will not call upon the name of the Heavenly Father. Why? Because that is what you call a predestination, a lot. So these things will come to pass upon the people and upon the land, and you will be reproved for your hypocrisy. And now, go back to Romans before I bring that out. This is the Proverbs, chapter 13, and verse 14. The law of the wise is a fountain of life, to depart from the snares of death. So we're out here to get our people, those that will hear, because Yahweh Shai said, my sheep hear my voice. So we are here for the elect, to depart them from the snares of death, which is ultimately Esau and his philosophies and his religion and his so-called pseudo-knowledge. Now, see if I can get back to the book of Romans. Iraq, chapter 29, and verse 11. Lay up thy treasure according to the commandments of the Most High Yahweh, and it shall bring thee more profit than gold. So we're not supposed to delight in material items. Although it is good to have to make an honest living, to purchase and gain the things that you need in order to strive and to make it into society. You have a family, take care of your household. Again, there is nothing wrong with that. There are things which you must seek other than the gold and the precious stones of the earth. There are things also that our people need to seek, which is wisdom, which is how to move in the society, which is how to accommodate your people like the other nations do. You cannot treat them and give them the UI like these other nations do to their own. So this is how you have that wisdom to
Can I get in? How you guys doing?
So this is how you do it. You have to do it with the wisdom. You have to get failure with the Proverbs, with the sayings. So this is what is commanded of so this is a treasure that we're laying up for our people to come out here, to tell them where they're going off, to show them that the law is good. Not just the dietary law, but also you have things like laws concerning fornication. You have laws concerning idolatry. You have laws concerning having fringes. Now these things are all good. And when they are applied, you are showing your separation and your dedication to the Heavenly Father. Now, but again, we're here for the elect, and within the elect, which will get this truth. Now, see if I can go back to the book of Romans. Book of Romans, chapter 10, verse 8, according as it is written, God hath given them the spirit of slumber. Or it says of remorse, eyes that they should not see, and ears that they should not hear unto this day. And David saith, let their table be made a snare, and a trap, and a stumbling block, and a recompense unto them. Verse 10, let their eyes be darkened that they may not see, and bow down their back always. So again, we have those that have been blinded, and now they are bowing down to vanity, to the rock, to Catholicism, to Virgin Mary statue. This is what our people are giving into. And why? Because that's the Heavenly Father's will. Because He has His beloved, which are the elect, starting with the 144,000. Then you have the 1/3, which is millions and millions upon Israelites, those that believe in Yahweh Shai HaMashiach. Now, so you have the those that will not obey the truth. They will have to be born to the loins of the elect of the kingdom. So this is what I'm here for, to let you know the truth, to save you by fear. We're not here to give you sweet words and words that are like butter, but we're out here for the elect's sake. Now, see if I can get that in the book of Revelation. And again, this is the wedding that is furnished in Matthew chapter 22, like I brought out in the previous video. Now when you have a wedding, you also have a supper. The supper is the main course of the meal. When you have a wedding, you serve some